On behalf of the Oman ICAI Organizing Committee, I welcome you all today to the CP session on ESG, Profit with Purpose, Insights and Challenges. Today we plan to deep dive into a theme that's reshaping business narratives worldwide. As chartered accountants, we've long been the custodians of financial integrity. But today, the balance sheet is expanding beyond profit margins to include people, planet, and purpose. So ESG isn't just an acronym, it's a shift in how value is defined and sustained. Tonight, we explore how businesses can stay profitable while being purposeful, and how we as finance professionals can lead this transformation. Before we begin the evening, I request everyone to please stand for the ICAI motto song.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्द्वैता 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 एतद्द्वैता.
Now, to set the tone and extend a formal welcome, I invite our Oman ICAI chapter chairperson, Shri C.A. Unmesh Bhumiji, to stage.
Good evening. Am I audible? Loud and clear? Shri Priya Madam, Janvi ji, Sara Madam, and we are missing Dr. Siham. She is not here. We welcome you to the ESG seminar. We have adopted the theme Jnanam Paramam Balam. Don't worry, I am not going to explain the theme again. If you can go to the next slide, please. So, Shri Priya ji, we adopted the theme Jnanam Paramam Balam for this year. And as our endeavor to educate our members, we keep on identifying the subjects where the members need to be given more insights, share the updates. So as a result, we have selected this topic. Along with, we are privileged to have Janvi to share her experience as analog astronaut. So I will not take much of your time. I am also as eager as all of you are to listen to these three wonderful speakers. I'll just make few announcements and then we'll proceed with the event for the day. Okay? So the next one is, yeah, or maybe I can. So as you're aware, we are going to have our international seminar on 1st November. We start. There's a lot of branding we have done.
Vista is more than a name. It is a window into the future we aspire to build. It begins with vision, imagining a sustainable tomorrow, innovation, daring to challenge the status quo, startups, proving that big ideas often start small, technology, bridging vision with action, and at the heart of it all, artificial intelligence, amplifying human potential and reshaping the way we live and work. Vista 2025. where vision meets action and the future is not just imagined, but shaped.
And followed by Vista, we are going to have the Oman India Investor Forum on 2nd of November. So I request all the members to register.
From Mandvi to Muscat, across centuries of sea routes, Oman and India have shared not just trade, but trust, culture, and timeless friendship. Bound by history, strengthened by diplomacy, leaders from both nations have walked hand in hand, building bridges of cooperation and respect. From Muscat to New Delhi, from the palaces to the people, this partnership has only grown stronger. Today, Oman stands as a hub of logistics, energy, and innovation. India shines as a global powerhouse of technology and enterprise. Together, they create unmatched opportunities for growth, investment, and collaboration. This November, the Embassy of India in Oman and the Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry proudly present the Oman India Investor Forum 2025. Facilitated by the ICAI Oman chapter and FICCI, this forum is a stage where businesses, leaders, and investors converge to shape tomorrow. In the past, the forum has witnessed historic partnerships, powerful ideas, and lasting collaborations. This year, we take it even higher, building on a legacy of trust, charting a future of prosperity. On 2nd November 2025, in Muscat, the Oman India Investor Forum awaits you. Together, let us script the next chapter of the Oman India growth story.
So there is a tradition, whenever I take the stage, when I raise my hand, they start clapping. That's why I felt something was missing when I started my speech. Okay, so the way we have our flagship event, our parent entity, ICAI, also holds flagship event every year. It's called WOFA. It's going to be in Noida on 31st Jan and 1st February. So let's have a quick look at that as well. We'll be taking a delegation from Oman. So we request all So, as part of, as I said, Jnanam Paramam Balam theme, we are arranging various knowledge-based events for the members of our chapter. So, a couple of events which we already discussed. So, there's going to be one technology for finance event on 28th of October, though it is near the Vista. We had our challenges to arrange for the date. So, we request all the members to please cooperate with us and do attend the session. We're going to have Vista and OIF, Oman India Investor Forum on 2nd. Then on 12th November, we are going to have Investing in India. So what are the avenues and opportunities to make investments in India in the current economic challenge? Much awaited, 14th November will be the CA Family Day celebration. We'll be announcing the links. We're just waiting for Vista to be over to open the registration links. So keep your diary blocked on 14th. As I explained, we are awaiting the DMTT regulations so that we can arrange for a session. There will be one more session on the regulatory environment because there have been a lot of changes in Oman regulatory environment in last 2 to 3 years. So we want to cover it as a complete recap of all the recent updates. Let it be regulations for SAOGs, SAOCs, corporate governance code. A lot of things have come, so we plan to cover those as well. Then October, November, we are going to have one fraud and cyber security. As I was explaining to you, Shri Priya Madam, we are discussing with Daya Nivas sir. So forensic accounting standards along with cyber security is one of the event we are planning. Then on 3rd December, our past president Amarjit Chopra sir will be here for the regulation of accounting and auditing profession. So he is the authority, as you know, in this subject. So we thought of having him and guide us, because we are going to also have regulations which will be announced by the regulator over here. So we plan to time it along with those regulations. So that's all for the registered announcements. So if you all go to your WhatsApp group, the CA chapter group, there is one link which have been shared. So Shri Priya Madam, we recently had 2 AI in ICAI courses. So I'm proud to announce that Oman was the second overseas chapter to host the AI in ICAI. And again proud to announce that Oman is the first chapter, overseas chapter, to announce the second batch of AI in ICAI, which was attended by one Ranjit Kumar Garwal sir. So as we learn from AI is the buzzword, ESG was the earlier buzzword. We are having a session on this today. AI is the second buzzword, so we did arrange for 2 sessions. And the experience of all those who attended was tremendous, and they were very happy. They could assess themselves in terms of what they know and what they need to know. And I think we have taken our first baby step to educate our members to take bigger steps, take a leap in the AI. I was just watching news today. I think the Indian education policy also has introduced a topic on AI from 5th, 6th and 7th standard. And we are all chartered accountants with at least 10, 15 years of experience. So I think we also need to know AI. How many of you have not done the AI course now? The chartered accountant members? So what we'll do is, we will announce a registration link. There is a process to be followed, that we need to get the names of the people, get it approved from ICAI with suggested date, and then the program can be formally convened. So we'll circulate the links, and then please encourage all of your friends who have missed the first 2 batches to register for the 3rd event. Connected to this AI in ICAI, on the 3rd day, the members who attend the course present a short project. They pick up a problem statement. A problem statement could be one of the one which was selected in the last batch was payroll processing, or you need get a lot of inquiries from the students, and the office needs to respond to the students every day. 15, 20 inquiries come. So that takes a lot of manual work. So there is a problem statement that I need to process my payroll in accordance with XYZ. Maybe there are 1,000 rules. Then I need to respond to the students with 10 set of informations. So how do I automate that? So the members who have undergone the training did present their projects. So there were 17 projects which were presented in the batch 2. And if I am not wrong, there were 13 projects in batch 1, 13 or 15 projects in batch 1. So all were very happy in terms of finding a solution for a problem they were facing for last couple of years. They knew technology is the solution. They didn't know how to have the solution. I'm sure most of them would have approached their IT guys, and they would have said, okay, this module will take 6 months, and then probably it will have this cost implication. And probably the end result, ठीक है यार, हम ही manually कर लेंगे. So this course has given the members ability to solve their problems to a large extent, unless they are too complex. But obviously once we start learning, they will be able to solve the complex problems as well. And we could see the enthusiasm in all the members who attended the course. So as a result, an idea came up yesterday, and I wish to apologize to all the managing committee members that I have not yet discussed with them, but all 7 managing committee members out of 8 have undergone the training, and I'm sure they will support the idea. So we are going to launch AI Connect project. So if you can open your mobile phones and go to your WhatsApp groups, there is a link which has been shared just now by me. So all of you have scrolled through the presentation. If I have to give you this task to prepare the presentation, just make some wild guess. Those who have not attended the AI course, how much time would you need to prepare such presentation? Any guesses? 1 hour? Probably 8 slides. Maybe you can just scroll down and up. We'll go through the contents later on. Just do page down. Page down. Half an hour. All the things. Great. So I think you're using some other technology as well. Yeah, I can sense that. So this took me, including generation of the QR code on the last slide and the generation of a link for the QR code, 2.5 minutes. Believable, unbelievable? Please clap for me. Yeah. So do you think it is, you believe me or you don't believe me? Now since I'm saying it, you have to believe me, right? So it just took me a prompt to be given to ChatGPT. I gave all the contents, my idea about the program. It gave me the slides, the script for the slides. I copied the script. I went to Yama, one application, and developed the slide. There are some few corrections which I gave because the software was not consistent in terms of the font color, font size. I went through it. I vetted the contents the way I wanted, and bingo. This is what came out. I copied the link to the ChatGPT. I said, give me a QR code. I copied the code, pasted it here. Khalas, done. I shared the link with one of the members just to see if it is working well or not. Okay, so the whole idea, why I'm showing you this, because I have acquired one skill. तो थोड़ा सा बनता है ना, मैं भी कुछ कर सकता हूँ. So the idea is not to show you that. The idea is to explain the program. So what we thought is that, like even I also have a lot of problem statements which needs a solution. I don't know how to get the solution, but I can imagine a solution. मैं यहाँ क्लिक करूँगा, वहाँ क्लिक करूँगा, ऐसे क्लिक करूँगा तो मेरे को ऐसा कुछ तो रिजल्ट आ जाएगा. Okay, everybody had some problem statements in life or at workplace where you do. So as a part of this AI Connect program, we will be collecting all the problem statements. And we have got few very enthusiasts who probably don't have problem statement, but they have skill set to solve a problem statement. So this is the platform which will bring problem statement, those who have got problems, to the skill set holder who can provide a solution, and they'll work together and try to find a solution. And as a part of continuous learning in AI, we want our members to be updated. That reminds me of the important message which our trainers gave on the first day. So they said this is going to be a 3-day course and your learning starts on day 4. Because whatever you have learned, if you don't apply and use in your life, all the 3 days are waste. Better you would not have attended it. And the more you use it, the more you learn. It may always not have a tangible benefit, but you will learn. Okay, this script did not work. This prompt did not work. I can do it in different way. So that's what we are trying to do. So we are going to select one particular day in a month, and wherever we have got a solution to a problem statement given by one of the members, it will be demonstrated as a part of CP or non-CP. We'll find out the structure. That's not really important. Learning is very important. And then it can be demonstrated to everybody. It might be an easy solution for somebody, or it might need some modification for somebody else who has got a complex problem statement as compared to the displayed problem statement. So that's what we are going to start, and I'm sure many of you would be happy with this initiative. So I need a big round of applause. So that's all from my side. Thank you for your support, and let's make this initiative a good one. And I encourage all of you to go through the hackathons which are being held. So that gives you various ideas how people have identified a problem, how people have used the tools and how they have solved their own problems, which can give you some easy ideas to solve your problems by saving time. And time is money, and we are all chartered accountants, so we value money, right? Thank you very much. With that, I hand over to Shalini ji. Thank you.
Thank you, Unmesh ji, for giving us a peep into what's in store for us in next few months. And also, I think this AI initiative, it's, as per my personal experience, it's a game changer. We all should experience it, and let's join with an open heart and do our best to take it forward. So इसलिए मैं अब हाथ खड़ा कर देती हूँ. Okay, friends, to move forward, so today's evening brings together three remarkable speakers, each exploring a different facet of how values and vision can shape a lasting progress. So with this, we would like to move into the evening, and we would like to have our speakers coming over. So let's begin by looking at leadership and opportunity, how business ecosystems thrive when talent and perspective are truly inclusive. I request CA Abhishek Vaishya, Student Affairs Lead and Lead for PR Media, Oman ICAI chapter, to escort Dr. Seham. I think Dr. Seham is not there. We have Ms. Sara Shutrani. So, Ms. Sara Shutrani.
Good evening, everyone. This is just to let you know that Dr. Seham is quite poorly today. And she was, in fact, very excited and looking forward for our session. And she had been preparing the presentation, and she had shared it with me last night. And it is quite unfortunate that she is not among with us due to health conditions. Frankly speaking, I was also looking forward to hear from her. But then we do have Dr. Sara, who is nominated by Dr. Seham, and one of the partners of Dr. Seham's initiative. So may I request CA Hasna to kindly introduce Dr. Sara.
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's my honor and pleasure to introduce our speaker, Dr. Ms. Sara Shutrani. As the founder and CEO of Funoon Hospitality and Tourism Group, a brand rooted in the belief that hospitality is an art form, Ms. Sara's work bridges cultures and communities with a strong focus on sustainability, leadership, and women's empowerment. With 17 years in tourism and hospitality, 15 of them in Oman, Ms. Sara Shutrani has played a key role in shaping the sector. At Travel Point, she spent over a decade building one of Oman's top travel companies, eventually becoming head of leisure. She led strategic programs for MICE groups, introduced cycling tours endorsed by the Ministry of Tourism, and pioneered staycations during COVID. After serving as the general manager at Sama Travel, she launched Funoon Hospitality Group, a brand rooted in the belief that hospitality is an art form. Today, Funoon leads eco-friendly, culturally rich, and tech-driven hospitality experiences across Oman with a strong focus on sustainability and quality. Can I request a round of applause while Ms. Sara joins us?
Thank you so much. I would like to, first of all, salam alaikum and namaste, if I'm saying it correctly. I will start with an apology from Dr. Seham because she couldn't make it tonight. Unfortunately, she wasn't well. And we can show her presentation later if you want, or we can make a video that you can share it with a member. I'm so happy to be today with you, with an Indian community. I thought it will be all women, but I can see a lot of men. Nevertheless, but it's okay. So yeah, thank you so much for presenting me. That's quite good, even though I'm basically an engineer in eco-technology. I don't know how lead me to hospitality and tourism, but I find myself passionate about it, and it led me today with you guys. And women in business, right? That's what we are talking about. I do not prepare speech, and I don't prepare speech usually. I just talk, and I believe that's the talk that comes from heart, that the genuine talks. And for me, women in business, it's not just a leader. They inspire. They don't build the companies, but actually they build a community from A to Z. So I'm sure the leaders here, businesswomen, can share these thoughts with me. Even the men, I believe. Because if you want things to be done, send the women. Yeah? Don't send a man. Man talks. Sorry, man, no offender. So yeah, I've been in Oman for the past 16 years. So basically, since the day I was working, I come from Tunisia. I'm not sure if you know about it. It's a North African country. The women are the leader since the previous and old generation, because we are Amazigh. So we believe in the women, and women are the leader of the tribes. It's not like in the GCC, with all respect, but yes, we give empowerment to women to lead, to fight. And even there is one, it's called Kahina. She fought, I think, the Arab strongly, and she won, which is, for us, is a kind of a legend. And since the day I'm here in Oman, I try to empower the women, nevertheless, their nationality, women Omani or Indian. For the fact I worked for a decade with Indian from Kerala. And I tried to learn Malayalam, but I couldn't. Very difficult. So yeah, even though I speak 5 languages fluently, but not Malayalam. So you guys, yeah, well done. What else I would like to say is that's when we talk about women, it's not about only giving empowerment, it's giving respect to the women. So when you are in the office or you are everywhere, if you give the respect to women, that respect is reflected in her confidence. So I always tell my staff, and I think I am the only, or we are the only company that have kids play area in the office. She's my staff, she can confirm that. Because for me, personally, why I say for me? Because what is the point of having women, having a child at home with fever, forcing her to come to the office to work, while her brain and all sentimental with her child? She will make a disaster mistake, right? You agree with me, right? And then maybe that mistake you cannot even correct it. So it's better for her to be in a comfortable place where she can take care of the child and in the meantime give you business, and actually they will give more. And then in the office, if your child is sick, you're entitled for paid vacation. You stay with your child, get your child well, and you know what? It works very well, because I have women who delivered. She's Indian, from Kerala. She delivered, and it's okay, that's fine. And in the same day of delivery, after 2 hours, she replied to the email. I was like, what are you doing? She said, it's okay, I'm fine. Yes. She was happy because she was in delivery, so she wanted to go to India. I said, it's okay, you go to India, get a laptop, you work wherever you are from. And then she said, I'm not feeling well. I said, okay, we'll issue a ticket for your husband. Let him be with you and see the result. I'm not worried. She got my 100% trust. And the other way around also, she trusted me very good that she's replying to that she has that passion and responsibility to reply to each and every request, even though she just delivered. So for me, no comments. I think this example shows when you give the women the space, the trust, the confidence, they will deliver much better than men. Trust me in this. And for me, I celebrate her every day. Not only her, a lot of them, and Omani women as well. We are in the month of Omani women, and I think in a couple of days we're going to celebrate the women in Oman. Also, they are working. They can work for you. Also, it happened with me. One day it was on Ramadan, and then I was surprised that they stayed working, even though they have a child. I didn't ask for that. No, I just finish. It's a task to finish. And then They stayed in the office, they ordered iftar, they had iftar and they finished working. So this shows you the commitment of women. This is why I'm highlighting, it's a life example actually, which shows you that when you empower women, they are up to that level of responsibility. But when you empower a man, nothing, they are always good men. They lead, of course, and they make money. But again, okay, because I'm talking like this because I need the presentation, the AI that can make presentation 2 minutes. So I want that. So if he can do it, then they are good, the men are really good. What else? I don't know. This is my experience in Oman. This is, as I said again, women is always, they are a leader, they are inspiring each and every details. That's it from my side. If you'd like to, if you have any question, I'll be more than happy to answer your question. It's such a short notice, but I'm so happy and glad to be with you today. And I wish you all the success to the sponsors, to the whoever made this event happen, and have a good evening ahead. That's it from my side.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sara. I would now request Mr. Ashish Subedarji to please present Saraji with the GIY kit.
I'm pregnant, I'm working 24 hours.
Can I request Maitri to please escort Ms. Sara back? Thank you so much. I think those were wonderful words. I'm not sure the men in the audience are happy about it, but I think the reality is changing. Okay, so we now move to the central theme of the evening, ESG, Profit with Purpose, Insights and Challenges. Around the world, investors and leaders are rethinking what drives value. ESG is no longer an optional framework. It's a foundation for resilient growth. To share deeper insights, we have CA Sripriya, Central Council member, Chair of Auditing and Assurances Standard Board, who will explore how environmental, social, and governance factors are shaping strategy, sustainability, and stakeholder confidence. May I just request for the AV to be played, introduction.
Meet CA Sripriya Kumar, a chartered accountant and registered insolvency professional, honored with All India merit ranks in both her school finals and CA examinations. After training with Pricewaterhouse and working with global corporates, she founded SPR and Company, now a 300-strong professional firm. She is a Central Council member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, chairing the Auditing and Assurance Standards Board. She has driven ICAI initiatives in advocacy, professional knowledge, new opportunities, and in building public trust, and has also contributed to committees of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. She also serves as Public Interest Director at NSDL. Passionate about audit quality, she leads Smart CA, a knowledge-sharing platform supporting small and medium practitioners. An accomplished international speaker, she has addressed over 500 sessions worldwide. Please welcome CA Sripriya Kumar.
May I request CA Ajalji, CPE and CFO Program Lead, to escort CA Sripriya ji and present her with the GIY kit.
The chairperson, Unmesh, to Sangeeta, who's taken so much of erraticism from me. I mean, Sangeeta's been following up so well to, kind of tie up everything, and I had moved my mobile to a newer instrument, and I called her late just the day before I departed, asking her for my visa again. So a very, very special round of thanks to Sangeeta for having taken this effort. And my apologies to Gaurav ji because I couldn't make it the first time when I was invited to Muscat. And Muscat's very special because this is one place where I just came and landed up at somebody's house. I did not take a hotel, and I told myself, okay, great, we're saving money for the branch as well. So thanks to Anuradha, who's a very, very old family friend. So. And to each one of you in this room here today, here's a very, very hearty good evening to all of you, and I'm very delighted, honored, and privileged to be here. It was a delight listening to Sarah, and very simply illustrated. And in India, we have a very nice story. So we have 33 crores of Hindu gods, but the most important portfolios are held by women. It's Lakshmi for wealth, Saraswati for knowledge, Shakti for defense, and Uma for agriculture. So they say, okay, you know, the universe kind of conspired to make it happen for women. Yes, and indeed it does. And of course, our lives, I mean, for instance, and I think, but what really completes this world is harmony between men and women. And I am ever so thankful to the men in my life, to all the men who part of the ecosystem for having made this. I'd have been able to do nothing were it not for my most indulgent spouse, who, you know, is often trying to ask me. I tell him at 10 o'clock the previous night, okay, I have to go to the airport at 5 tomorrow morning. So, and he's there allowing me to do this and takes care of the kids and even a cat that I, you know, managed to foster care. So we spoke about AI. So I'm going to talk about something that's kind of slightly antithetical to our AI. So the first thing I did was I did this presentation manually. I did not use AI. While we speak about AI very positively, and I think it's very, very welcome, sometimes when I go back and do some reading up, apparently the servers that run the AI consume vast resources, and they cause very, very large emissions. So for example, every time you do a query, there are so many servers trying to work on your query, and these servers are located at places like the North Pole, where they've dug deep in and put the servers in the ice to, you know, prevent them from heating up. So I really don't know where all this will actually take us. But having said that, I think ESG is very interesting. I was pretty new to ESG myself. It's been a 3-year-old journey now, but a very intensive one at that. I started learning about ESG because I was made the chair of the Sustainability Reporting Standards Board. So I walked up to the president and I said, I don't know anything about this. He said, doesn't matter, nobody knows anything, so you start. So, and that's how it began. But the one good thing it did for me was that after I became the chair of this board, I made sure I switched off the lights whenever I would get out of the room. I stopped brushing my teeth with the tap flowing, and so if it can make that small impact to you in this room. And I started leaving post-its for my children. They're not really kids anymore. They're 25 and 21, but still insist on leaving all the lights on when they leave the room. So if it can, in some sense, garner that bit of change in you, it'll be very nice. So we're going to talk about ESG today, and I happened to be at a dinner of the chapter yesterday, and I found that it's pretty nascent in Muscat. So how many of you, and I'm going to try and make this as layman as possible, and not make it very complicated or technical, and actually it's not. How many of you know something about ESG? I mean, how many of you work on ESG projects? One. Anyone else?